So Kristina continued to follow Sarah as Sarah tried to move out. And when we're in that omoplata position, the way that move needs to be finished is as we're moving out and we want to sit up and you whisper into your opponent's ears, the key to finishing that omoplata is to create that sit out. And Kristina continued to follow those hips right and through this position right here. Follow, follow, follow. And you never want to give them that distance. And that is excellent jiu-jitsu and through there. Really took her time. That, looked relaxed and not stressing out too much. What's up, everybody? Hey, it's Hopper, and we are back at it with another jiu-jitsu match breakdown where we discuss the do's and don'ts with respect to mental strategies, techniques, and everything in between. For this matchup, it was Jiu-Jitsu Con of 2024 with Kristina Ogden versus Sarah Galvao. And for those of you that don't know, Sarah is the daughter of Andre Galvao, and I hope I pronounced that last name correctly. And for those of you that don't know who he is, here's a quick highlight.
Absolute Division champion Galvao couldn't participate in the regular bracket. He would only have one match and challenge the Superfight champion, who was also a former Absolute Division king, and that turned out to be Estima, securing an effortless takedown at the start, and the defensive fortifications were breached. In the ensuing chase, Andre snatched the neck and captured the prestigious title.
So that's him. He's been around forever. He's a multiple-time world champion. So without any further unnecessary pleasantries, let's get it started, shall we? So that right there, the way that Kristina came out and she took her time. And I highly recommend that. Sometimes people will just kind of step up onto the mat and their face is kind of whitish and they look pale, like they're extremely nervous, which everybody's nervous. But you want to send the message that you're not overly rushed, that you'll take your time, that you feel comfortable, and you want to have good stage presence or mat presence. So yeah, that's definitely a good tactic right there. And right there, I'm actually not a fan of that, the way that Kristina just kind of stood right there and actually kind of floated back a little bit. I would definitely suggest to move forward as soon as the referee starts the match and, yeah, assert your dominance. That's excellent footwork right and through there, that shuffling side to side. We're not heavy on the feet. We're not walking heel to toe. Excellent. That was a beautiful inside trip, and the way that Kristina recovered in base, that's excellent. So I want to highlight this right here. I'm going to zoom in real quick. And with the hands in the armpits like that, that can have its benefits. If we can get the arms flat and get the triceps on the ground, that will cause more torque and increase the radius that we need to kind of nullify those arms. And if this position right here in the armpits, if that feels good and provides some stability, then by all means. But I actually prefer the hands on the biceps closer towards the elbows, and that will help neutralize Sarah's upper body and through there. We'll stop it right there, and we will pull this back in. Pardon me for all that. So that right there, on her part, pulling on the head of Kristina. That is excellent jiu-jitsu. We never really want to use the arm, and the way that she pulled herself up towards her body instead of trying to pull her down and use her arm strength, she pulled her body up to Kristina's head, and that's excellent jiu-jitsu in through there. That's some good technique. Yeah, right there. So as Sarah continues to gain an angle, I know it looks like this leg is trapped a little bit, but we need to be a little bit more proactive with this position right and through there. As your opponent starts to get an angle, we need to follow that angle, and stay in line with their head. It's getting to the point now where Sarah can look down. You never want your opponent to be able to look down your ears, and that's where this is headed. She's getting that angle. Yeah, that's also kicking that leg back and forth, getting that rocking back and forth, and that's also good as well. So Kristina's still got some good defense in through here. There was some good stacking and giving her some weight. That's definitely what we want.
Onto your left side, Kristina. Onto your left hip. Onto your left hip. Find your arm. Onto your left hip, Kristina.
Yeah, here that bridging, that is excellent. It's definitely critical to stay relaxed in this position, understanding that jiu-jitsu beats jiu-jitsu. So now it's time for Kristina to really focus, stay relaxed, show off the stress tolerance, because you're going to be put in bad spots. That's just the nature of the beast with respect to combat sports. And so we are in this mounted triangle, and that was excellent right there. Getting that bridge in, staying relaxed. This triangle choke looks pretty deep. We can zoom in a little bit on that. Yes, getting this knee down to the floor is pretty critical for this particular defense, and moving that knee to the right. And if that step over occurs, yes, that is excellent defense for the triangle. Looks like we rolled into a little bit of an omoplata in through here. So Kristina continued to follow Sarah as Sarah tried to move out. And when we're in that omoplata position, the way that move needs to be finished is as we're moving out and we want to sit up and you whisper into your opponent's ears, the key to finishing that omoplata is to create that sit out. And Kristina continued to follow those hips right in through this position right here. Follow, follow, follow. And you never want to give them that distance.
Right hip on the floor, look for your half guard. Right hip on the floor, Kristina. Right hip on the floor, right hip on the floor, look for your half.
And that is excellent jiu-jitsu in through there. Really took her time. That, looked relaxed and not stressing out too much. So I'm not the biggest fan of this move. I think that Kristina should have stayed on that top position. Sarah's right leg was just kind of hanging out and through there. But the fact that if we back this up here a little bit, right there, having that, basically that wrist control right and through there will minimize the ability to capture this leg. And it also looks like that she is protecting this leg a little bit indirectly back here as well. And the aggressiveness and to go for the submissions, that's certainly noteworthy. But to keep that top position, if Sarah works her way back up, she's going to get those 2 points if Kristina doesn't finish this move. And there it is right there. So we need to be cautious of that. To stay aggressive is, of course, what we want, but to understand the rules. If this were ADCC, that would have been a much better move. But the fact that she worked her way up and scored those 2 points, yeah, we want to be mindful of that. If you can hear one of her coaches, it's take your left heel towards the floor. That is correct. And driving those hips down, driving that leg down to control that right leg. That's certainly a big focal point here. So that was excellent distance control. As Sarah is moving forward, Kristina continues to move back and slides across the mat. And you want to keep a fair amount of distance in through here. We don't want to get stacked. And if the knees start to get stacked and the knees get close to the elbows or even closer, then we start to lose that hip power. So this is excellent distance control right there. We're going to close up this window a little bit more here. Okay, we'll go back at it.
Right leg. Turn to your right hip with the reef. Go reef, man. Turn to your right hip.
So this right here, let's backtrack that a little bit. Let's back up. Depending on what the objective right here is, I would have focused more on keeping the distance because this looks like to be a bit contradicting. We have the shield right here to create the distance, but we're holding onto the head to press in. And this should have been a frame. And we really need to frame hard here and push here to create that distance because Sarah's going to want to move in and try to pass. So this is excellent right here. Pushing on that head, I would suggest if we could get the hand just a little higher. The devil's always in the details. We want that hand up and through here because we want to create space between the ear and the shoulder in this position. Pushing at the base of the neck doesn't really push the ear away from that shoulder. And so we want to create all that pressure, all that tension, and make their head move away because you can see that she can still look at Kristina. But that's getting the hips up and putting the pressure on her. That's excellent. Yes, right there. Notice Kristina cannot stomp her hand right here. And all the weight is on her neck. And that is an excellent get up right there. Yeah, this is interesting takedown because it looks like she's got a little bit of her head in this position right here. And it's getting Kristina out of position. And into the takedown. So she's got really good pressure right through here. Her hips are up high. She certainly has drilled this. And all that pressure is coming down on the chest and that shoulder and through there. And she's following the hip escape right there. I'm not necessarily certain that was the best escape. Let's back this up here. We'll backtrack this a little bit more. I know there's so much pressure right in through here. If we could have played the game a little bit more and got the hips out a little bit faster, but there was some opening in through here to get that reverse pummel. But of course, we got caught with this leg right through here. So she's playing a really good game of controlling the hips, controlling the leg here, and controlling the leg there. So. good. That's good. Trying to stay offensive. I would have much rather preferred, and again, it's easy. It's so easy to criticize when you're not in the actual match, when you're not in the competition. And so just keep that in mind. I have a difficult time doing these matches, doing these reviews, because it's so difficult because, man, when you're in the bright lights, it's a completely different game. But in this position right in through here, I would focus on really getting the toes on the mat and popping the hips out towards this camera, towards us. Got to be careful with this elbow coming away from the rib cage right there. There, see, getting the hips away. That is excellent. And I know there's some fatigue probably setting in, carrying all that weight, but we have to, right here, we have to have good fight IQ. As Sarah's turning, we have to turn the hips and go with it. We can't let her get that angle right there. So we got to pop those hips out. Let me adjust this. That's good head position right in through there. Fishing for that head position to make this your lever and being able to press the hips out even though we got the body triangle right there. If it's possible to snake this left leg underneath this leg to help escape the body triangle, that's certainly something to focus on. But still, pressing that head down and staying heavy will help mitigate this position. This is excellent jiu-jitsu right in through there that Kristina's doing. Yes, moving the hips away. Even though we're still stuck in that body triangle. Excellent. Getting the hips out right and through there. Not necessarily. See how we're relaxed in the hands? She's working for what looks like to be a Kimura of sorts, but this jiu-jitsu right here, popping that hip out just like Kristina did, and the hands are nice and relaxed, that is A+ jiu-jitsu right here. Working ourselves out of a bad spot. Yeah, and we're getting into some trouble, getting that elbow away from the body. Just gotta ensure that we start to get back to those knees. There it is. That hip pop right in through there. Stand by here. Let me rewind this. Yes, there it was. So we don't necessarily want to take her left hip and roll it over. We want to pull that right hip back, and you'll see it right there. That is good to go. That will help increase the leverage that we need to get back to a better attacking position or defending position. And again, look at the hands of Kristina. Still very relaxed and certainly not a favorable spot, but this is still good. This is showing off a good stress tolerance. So unfortunately, it looks like we got a little bit behind in the series. It's not like Sarah came out there and just took her down and passed her guard. We escaped a mounted triangle, threw on a heel hook for Kristina, got an excellent takedown at the very beginning of the match. And of course, with Sarah, we got some good pressure and side control and got that angle in the very beginning with the full guard. Let me close this back up here. And this right here, take your time. Yes, I fully agree with this. There's no need to rush. And take your time, recover. No big deal. So considering who, well, regardless as to who Sarah is, this was an excellent match for both parties. A lot of good technique, good takedowns, good guard work, good defense work. And with respect to Sarah and the fact that, she's born into basically doing jiu-jitsu since she was a kid, born into a little bit of status, born into a little bit of fame, born into arguably a wealthy family. Given that, I think also Kristina did exceptionally well. Even regardless without that, Kristina also did well. There's a few adjustments that need to be made, but other than that, the jiu-jitsu was excellent. So these videos are done based off of donations. For those of you that wish to have a match reviewed, please feel free to contact me, as my contact information is in the description box below. Please be sure to like this video and subscribe for more content. I've got strength conditioning content, physiology, rehab, and of course wrestling and jiu-jitsu. And we will see you all next time.